Moving further, we have already done in the previous videos. We did about incomplete dominance. If you remember, we had discussed about Snapdragon. Then we also did about incomplete dominance. We did about codominance, where we did about the human blood groups. Now we move on to some new more terms. The first term which I am taking up in this video is pleiotropy. What is it? Pleiotropy. P-L-E-I-O-T-R-O-P-Y. So a new term which we are taking up is pleiotropy. What is pleiotropy? A phenomenon in which a single gene product may produce more than one or multiple phenotypic effects. Sometimes what happens is a single gene product, it may lead to the formation of or production of more than one or multiple phenotypic effect. Understand what we are trying to say with that. Okay, listen carefully. Normally what happens is, it is one gene which is responsible for producing one phenotypic effect. One gene is responsible for producing one phenotypic effect, but sometimes it happens that that same single gene does not lead to the formation or producing one phenotypic effect, rather it produces more than one or multiple phenotypic effects. Clear? One gene is responsible normally for producing one phenotypic effect, but here again we go not according to Mendel, who says that one gene is responsible for producing one phenotypic effect. What happens in pleiotropy is, pleo means plural here, that one gene leads to the formation of more than one phenotypic effect. It could be two or it could even be more than two. Here we have got an example. Let's see, there are two examples which I am discussing for pleiotropy. We will be doing two examples for pleiotropy. Again keep in mind what is pleiotropy. Only one gene is there, and that alone one gene product is responsible for more than one phenotypic effect. The first example of pleiotropy is phenylketonuria. Okay, you heard about this disorder, phenylketonuria. This is a disorder which is caused by mutation in the gene. Mutation, you know, sudden change. What do you mean by the word mutation? So this disorder, phenylketonuria, is a disorder which is caused by a gene mutation. All of a sudden, some change comes in a gene. And it is which gene? There is a mutation in the gene. There is some disorder caused in the gene, and it is that gene which codes for an enzyme. What is the name of the enzyme? Phenylalanine hydroxylase. The name of the enzyme is phenylalanine hydroxylase. So there is a gene which is involved in the synthesis or the production of which enzyme? Phenylalanine hydroxylase. All of a sudden what happens is, there is some disorder in that gene because of some mutation. There is a disorder in the gene. So what will happen in such a case? Supposing there is an individual in whose body the gene which was responsible for coding for which enzyme? Coding for phenylalanine hydroxylase. There is a disorder. The gene is not working properly because of some mutation. Then that individual will be called as affected individual. He will have hair pigmentation, skin pigmentation, and mental growth would be retarded. This is an example of phenylketonuria. See, one gene, there was a mutation in only one gene. This led to the disorder in coding of phenylalanine hydroxylase, which further led to so many phenotypic effects like what? Pigmentation in hair, pigmentation in skin, and also mental retarded growth. So this is one example. Phenylketonuria is one example of pleiotropy. Second example of pleiotropy which we will be taking up is in garden P. The starch synthesis, the size of the starch grain, and the shape of the seeds all are controlled by the same gene. In the beginning only I told you pleiotropy is one gene controlling many phenotypic characters. So in the second example we have taken the example of garden P. Here beta, three things are being controlled by the same gene. First is starch synthesis, second is the size of the starch grain, and the third is the shape of the seeds. All these three qualities, the starch synthesis, the size of the starch grain, and the shape of the seeds, are all controlled by the same gene. The genotype and the phenotype of traits are all controlled by the same gene. It is the same gene who is going to control all these characters. Is it okay? See, we have different options. We have taken examples. Supposing it is capital B, capital B. Then you have round seeds and you have large starch grains. If it is a combination of capital B, then the seeds are round and the starch grains are large. But if it is capital B, small b, then the seeds are of course round, but the size size of the grain is intermediate. Capital B is for round. So in the first case, capital B over here is round also and capital B is large size also. So when I say capital B, first B means round seeds and the second B stands over here for large starch grains. So two things are being represented. But if I say capital B, small b, then capital B means round seeds are of course there and the small b shows intermediate size of the grain. Let us move on to the third combination, that is small b, small b. Small b will show you wrinkled seeds and small starch grains. Starch grains would be smaller. Small b over here would stand for small starch grains. Once again we take up this example in garden B. Starch synthesis, size of starch grain and the shape of seeds. All are controlled by the same gene B, like we have taken here. So there were three possibilities we had. Capital B, the seeds would be round and the starch grains would be large. Capital B, small b, the seeds would of course be round, but the size of the grains would be intermediate. And small b will have wrinkled seeds with starch grains very small in size. So these are the two examples of pleiotropy. Remember, keep in mind, if there is a short note on pleiotropy, first give the definition that this is a phenomena in which a single gene product will produce more than one, or you can say multiple phenotypic effects. And then give example of phenylketonuria and polygenic inheritance. In phenylketonuria, remember that there is a mutation in the gene which codes for which enzyme? Phenylalanine hydroxylase, which in turn leads to hair pigmentation, skin pigmentation and mental retardation. Similarly, we did about the second example, that is the garden bee. Three qualities you need to remember: starch synthesis, size of starch grain and the shape of the seeds are all controlled by the same gene. So this is all about pleiotropy. There is one more word, polygenic inheritance. Understand this word, polygenic inheritance. This term was given by Galton in 1833. Is it okay for everybody? This word polygenic inheritance, it was first introduced or coined by Galton, Galton, Galton in 1833. What does he say? What happens in this polygenic inheritance? He says, in polygenic inheritance, in this, traits are controlled by multiple genes. See, it's just opposite of what we did in the beginning, pleiotropy, where one gene was controlling many traits. Here we are saying one trait is being controlled by many genes, 3 or more genes. Specifically, 3 or more genes, only then we call it as multiple genes. So what is polygenic inheritance? It was given by Galton. In this, traits are controlled by 3 or more genes, and such a combination of 3 or more genes is what we call as multiple genes. Such traits are called polygenic trait. If I say this is a polygenic trait, it means that this trait is being controlled by 3 or more genes. And such an inheritance will be known as polygenic inheritance. So make these two terms clear for you first. Polygenic inheritance is an inheritance pattern in which traits are controlled by 3 or more genes, or you can simply say traits are controlled by multiple genes. And such traits which are controlled by multiple genes or controlled by 3 or more genes are known as polygenic traits. The phenotype shows participation of each allele and is also influenced by the environment. What will be the phenotype will depend upon all the alleles. As I told you, we had 3 alleles, at least 3 or more. So the phenotype will be affected by what? It will be affected by each allele, and at times it is also influenced by the environment. Such kind of inheritance is also called as quantitative inheritance. Such kind of inheritance where 3 or more genes are involved in one, and each gene or each allele shows its participation. Such kind of inheritance is also known as quantitative inheritance. For example, the human skin color. You know 3 genes we had, I we did in that day. So, human skin color, which is caused by a pigment melanin. The quantity of melanin is due to 3 pairs of polygenes A, B and C. We know that the human skin color depends upon the amount of melanin present. And how much will melanin be present? This is controlled by 3 pairs of polygenes, capital A, capital B and capital C. If we talk about a black or a very dark person, then it would be capital A, capital B, capital C, capital C. And an extremely white or very fair, small a, small b, small c individuals that marry. We are talking about a very dark, where when we talk about the amount of melanin, it's more dominant, AA, BB, CC, all capitals. Marries white or very light colored complexion person, small a, small b, small b, small c, then the offsprings will show intermediate characters. Capital A, small a, capital B, small b, capital C, small c. So the offsprings will neither be very dark or very white. Neither very dark means not capital A, capital A, capital B, capital C, not small a, small b, small c, rather they would be capital A, small a, capital B, small b, capital C, small c, and they are known as mulattoes. So what are mulattoes? Mulattoes are the offsprings. M-U-L-A-T-T-O, mulattoes. Mulattoes are the offsprings which are produced by a very black or a very dark parent marrying a very fair woman. So it could be otherwise, of course. So the intermediate characters are capital A, small a, capital B, small b, capital C, small c, and they are called mulattoes. Total of 8 allele combinations are possible here. Okay, 8 allele combinations can be possible when we talk about the skin color, and there are 27 different genotypes possible. We are not going to details in this as of now in this class. 27 different complexions or 27 different genotypes and phenotypes you will be able to see. Is it okay for everybody? Now there are two small terms which I would like to take up. First is complementary gene. Complementary together. What is complementary gene? It is a phenomenon in which two pairs of non-allelic dominant genes interact with each other. Complementary genes, what are they? Whether they are a pair of genes, they will interact with each other to produce only one phenotypic effect. Both of the alleles, after interaction, both the pair, it's always a pair, both of them will interact with each other and they will give rise to only one phenotypic trait. Remember that neither of them when present alone can produce that trait in the absence of other. Both of them have to be present, only then that phenotypic character would be expressed. If one of them is alone, without the help of the other's presence, without the interaction with the other, that particular phenotypic trait is not visible, it is not expressed. Such kinds of genes where a pair together will interact and will lead to the production of only one phenotypic effect is what we call as complementary genes. Okay? Main thing to remember in complementary genes is that neither of them when present alone will be able to produce that trait in the absence of other. Example of polygenic inheritance here, example we did of complementary genes is production of flower color in sweet pea. The flower color in sweet pea, two are responsible, that means a pair is responsible. And it is only that this pair of genes will be present, only that flower color would be able to express. Alone if one gene is present, it will not be able to express. The last concept or the last term is multiple alleles. It is easy. Multiple means more. When more than two alternative forms of a gene occupy the same locus on a chromosome. If you have more than two forms of a gene, they occupy the same locus on a chromosome, then such kind of an alleles are known as multiple alleles. First understand what are alleles, beta, variants of the same gene found at the same position. What are alleles? Whenever we use the word allele, I mean variants of the same gene. Variants means different possibilities, different options that you have. So variants of the same gene found at the same position are what we call them as alleles. So if you have more than two alternative forms of a gene and they are occupying the same locus on a chromosome. What do you mean by locus now? The position of the chromosome where a gene is found is called locus. What is locus? That point or that position on the chromosome where a gene is found is called locus. Of course, a chromosome will have many locus. In plural, we call it as loci, L-O-C-I. Singular is locus. One point is locus, the plural is loci. A chromosome, of course, has not one locus, it has loci, many loci. So what is locus? Position of the chromosome where gene is found. Now let's go back, after you know both the terms, let's go back to multiple alleles. When more than two alternative forms of the gene, they occupy the same locus on the chromosome. There are two alternative forms of the gene. Both the alternative forms are found on the same locus on the chromosome. Then they are known as multiple alleles. What are you going to call them as? Multiple alleles. The best example is ABO blood group in humans. We have already done this. Where more than two, that is three alleles are present, giving to the same phenotypic character, that is blood group. Three alleles are there. If you remember, we said gene I, it has three allelic possibilities, IA, IB and I. So this kind of a concept is, these alleles are known as multiple alleles. More than two forms of a gene, they occupy the same locus on a chromosome, we call them as multiple alleles. Now we have done pleiotropy where the example was phenylketonuria and we took the example of garden pea. Then we did polygenic inheritance. Then we did complementary genes and we did multiple alleles. Thank you.